I've been looking at a book called The Altar Within, and I want to start off with this I want to start off with this African proverb that you probably have heard before. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And the author of this book, Juliet Diaz, says this: going together doesn't mean that we move at the same pace. It means that we wait, we carry, we uplift, and we create space for everyone to move forward. True progress is measured by how well we ensure that no one is left behind. In a society that often pits us against each other, choosing to go together is an act of resistance. We have been taught to see success as a solitary act, to believe that independence is the ultimate strength, but true strength lies in interdependence. It lies in recognizing that none of us can thrive alone, and that freedom is not a solo journey. Whew! That's a lot, right? That's a lot. This idea of resistance, though, is the word in there. I told you, if you read something and there's something in there you don't like, cross it out and make your own word. So that's what resistance is to me, because when the idea of resistance comes up for me, it means tension. It means going against something. It means, this it doesn't mean that. Whose phone is that? Okay. It means stiff, unmoving, that thing. It means to me resistance is a thing that crumbles, has the potential to crumble. So my word for that, and the word that makes most sense to me, is evolution. Evolution. What I really want when I'm resisting something, really what I want is evolution. I want it to change, but I want there to be a softness in me about that. I don't want to be the rigid thing. Look, the willow tree is another thing. Like, what's the willow do? It sways. It's not rigid. When buildings are designed, when skyscrapers are designed in earthquake zones, they are not designed to stay rigid. They are designed to sway. They're designed to move that way. All that steel and glass and those elevators and those crazy places on the 90 and the 100th floors, swaying in order to be solid. And that's what evolution means to me. That going forward with softness is the difference between being for something or being against something. Like when you're against something, the door's closed, you're done. When you're for something, there's a softness and there's a possibility in it. When you're against something, it's stiff. Like I said, it's stiff. It's the done deal. There's no other deal, we're done. We're walking away. Look at the news, plenty of that. Done deal, walking away. There's no room. So resistance for me, now listen, I do want to give this caveat. It's not like I'm asking you not to resist if you are subject to abuse or something like that. So that's not what I'm talking about. Of course you should walk away from that. Of course you should resist and not be a part of that. But I'm talking about in most of life, other than those sorts of things. Like, I don't want to fight. Fight has never worked. Look at history. Fight has never worked. What fight does is make it us and them. It puts up a wall. It puts up a roadblock. Fight works until the other guy gets more power, and then the fight goes the other way. That's what happens. Because really, what I'm looking for is to evolve, to have a transformation, for all of us to have a transformation toward a different outcome. Not fight makes right. That hasn't worked, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work in my life. It doesn't matter how moral or noble your cause is. As soon as someone else has more power, they're going to turn the other page. They're going to turn the other page. Juliet says, true progress is measured by how well we ensure no one is left behind. No one. True strength lies in interdependence. And I say true progress lies in our ability to evolve. Our ability to evolve. Not to make this kind of thing and have this tension, but our ability to soften and to evolve. That's where I think our power lies, to transform. Because we've gone back and forth in these cycles. We do it all the time. We disconnect from each other. There's no connection at all when that happens. You can see that in your life, can't you? I can see it in mine when I just say, that's it. Connection is where it's at. We don't have to believe that fight is might, and in order to be a winner, there has to be losers. Because a lot of our society is built on that, isn't it? To be a winner, there's got to be losers. I've said this before from here when the Olympics were going on. Elite athletes training their whole life, and one person wins, and the rest are what? I mean, they could beat the pants off of anybody in here, doing about anything, right? And they're the loser. They're the loser. Like, no. And I don't have anything against the Olympics or competition in that regard. But this whole thing is backwards, maybe. Let me read to you for another book that I've got a lot of wisdom from, and that's called The Opposite of Hate by Sally Kohn. The Opposite of Hate, a field guide to repairing our humanity. How about that? The opposite of hate is not love. You don't have to love people to stop hating them. You don't even have to like them. You also don't have to concede the validity of their views. Ultimately, the opposite of hate is the beautiful and powerful reality of how we are all fundamentally linked and equal as human beings. The opposite of hate is connection. The opposite of hate is connection, this idea, this evolution toward connection. Understanding and expressing our equal interconnectedness is the practical path to ending hate. It's the practical path to ending this resistance to everything, this fight to everything. This sense of connection is not just some heady abstraction, nor some bland platitude, but a transformative tool for finding our way out of the hate and toward a positive, constructive alternative. That evolution, the evolution toward that. We can relate to each other in society in general ways that perpetuate hate, or we can spread inclusion and equality and justice by choosing to connect. Connection is what it's all about. Connection is the transformative tool. Connection, not fighting and resisting, but connecting. Do you see that? Can you see the possibility in that? Like all goodness, lasting goodness springs from connection. All lasting goodness springs from connection. Because where does connection come from? Connection comes from the heart. Connection comes from here. Connection comes from looking at others as equal human beings, as has been the language here. That's what connection's about. It comes from the heart. The fight comes from outside. Connection is heart-centered. The fight is the bombs and the guns and all of that. Connection is heart-centered. Connection is what it's about. It's not about the fight for anything. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. That's what the message has been. That's what the message is today. This connection. Because change by force is temporary. Change by force is temporary. As soon as the other people get the power and the guns and the greed and the money and all, it's the other direction. What changes is heart. The evolution is to change our heart. Is to change my heart. Is to change your heart. That's what it's about. That's how we charm, and that's an evolution. That's an evolution. Well, there may seem to be not a lot of that available in our country right now. But there is, because you're here, and I'm here. And I want to read you what the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, told his Liberal Party convention in Montreal last weekend, a gathering of 4,500 delegates, the largest in the party's history, and he delivered a speech that was equal parts victory lap and warning. And this is what he said. He opened with a joke, at our expense, by the way, when he said, anybody had any bourbon recently? Because The Canadians have stopped buying American alcohol. They've stopped vacationing in American cities. They've stopped sending most of their military spending to the United States, and they're not coming back. Carney described, here's what I want you to hear. Carney described Canada as a nation forged through accommodation, not assimilation, and partnership, not domination. He said, Canada's founding insight is that unity does not require uniformity. This is neither myth nor miracle, but a series of choices made imperfectly across generations. He told the crowd this, that Canadians are being called to serve, but not against something, for each other. And then he laid down the values that brought those 4,500 people to their feet, where women always have the right to choose, where you can believe what you want to believe, and where you can love who you want to love. Right there. Right there. Like it happens. It may not be happening right now from the government that we have in place. It's happening though. And people understand that this is the truth. He closed his speech with a story. I got goosebumps all over me, about two volunteer heroes from Gander, Newfoundland, the small town that welcomed thousands of stranded American passengers that were flying in the air on 9/11. They showed him a thank you card from a young girl named Ellie, who had written, "Your kindness motivates me to use my kindness." Carney paused on that line and told the room, Ellie's phrase captures what Canadians instinctively know. And I would say what you know, what all people know. That virtue is like a muscle. It grows with exercise. When we are kind, kindness grows. When we seek unity, unity grows. I mean, right there, from the top down in Canada. Saying the truth. Speaking truth. It doesn't matter who you are. I could say, all Americans know this, whether we act this way or not, that's another story. But we know this is true. We know it's true. I mean, when I saw this, I was just crying. You know me, I'm crying. There. But I say this is the revolution. This is the revolution that's possible from evolution. Here's what I came up with. Let's see if I can write this real quick. Do I remember what it is? Oh, I'm not ready for it yet, but I'm going to be. This is the revolution. That the revolution comes through evolution. Like I evolve myself. I don't stand stiff and in resistance. I soften my heart. I look for openings. I invite it in. I invite people in. And with that evolution in me, the revolution of kindness and unity and compassion, that's the revolution. It reminded me of the song, another song from way back when, by Tracy Chapman, talking about a revolution, right? Talking about a revolution. Here's her words. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution and it sounds like a whisper. They're talking about a revolution and it sounds like a whisper while they're standing in the welfare lines and crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment line, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution and it sounds like a whisper. Poor people are going to rise up and they're going to get their share. Poor people are going to rise up and take what's theirs. Because finally, the tables are starting to turn. I'm talking about a revolution. Yes, the tables are finally starting to turn. It sounds like a whisper. Like, yeah, I was so excited to remember that song. That's what the revolution is. Here's what happens. All right, whisper. Evolution. Revolution. Because here's what I decided. That's where it starts. You know what the whisper is to me? The whisper is the divine itself in you and me. The whisper is the divine voice. The whisper is something, the unseen power that can change everything and that changes everything. That's where it starts. It starts starts in that whisper when I hear inside for myself. When I decide to evolve, when I decide not to resist, but to evolve, to grow into, to be transformed. And through my transformation, revolution happens. Revolution, kindness happens. Just like Mark Carney, just like Ellie said, because of your kindness, my kindness grows. Out of the mouths of children. Out of the mouths of children. Revolution, this big thing, comes out of the whisper, comes out of that. We don't think it does, because we look at the bombs and the guns and the hate and the money and the greed, and we think that's what's running the world. You know what? The whisper's running it. The whisper's running it. And let's allow that whisper to make us, to allow us to evolve into this one that is more powerful than any gun or bomb or money anywhere. Anywhere. So don't tell me what you stand against. I don't want to know what you stand against. I want to know what you stand for. I want to know what you stand for. I want to know. I don't even want you to say what it is. I want you to show me through how you live your life what you stand for. I want you to show me with every move you make. I want you to show me with how you spend your money and your time and who you choose to be with and how you choose to be with them, especially with people that are different than you. Show me that. Don't tell me what you're against. Show me what you're for. Depend on the whisper. Depend on that. Go there. Go there to get your guidance. Go there to get your strength. Go there to get your information. Go to the source. You don't need an intermediary. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, used to say, I have a direct line to headquarters. And so do you. A direct line. You don't need somebody in between. You don't need somebody in between. Oh, yes. Let me read it. One more thing out of here. So I changed the words in here. I crossed out resistance. I crossed it out. And I made it evolution. Acts of evolution in daily life. That sounds really good to me. I don't want to resist. I want to evolve in daily life. Evolve. There is a revolutionary potential in our everyday life. A revolutionary potential in everyday actions. It is in the seemingly small things. I've already mentioned, where do you spend your money? So where do you support local farmers and artisans and businesses? Do you do that? Are you doing that? Do you hear the whisper? Do you see how that could work? Do you learn about and honor indigenous and other people's traditions and wisdom? Do you do that for you so that you can evolve yourself? Do you rest unapologetically in a world that profits from our exhaustion? That's a big one for a lot of people. Do you write and create art and speak out to amplify the voices who are afraid to come out? Not resist, stand for. Stand in place. Softened by that. These acts may not always feel impactful, but every action matters, no matter how big or how small, as long as it is rooted in the vision of collective freedom. Rooted in collective freedom. The true evolution is not just about dismantling oppressive systems. It's about building something better. And we build something better when we're soft. If we're hard and resistant, we will crumble. We will crumble. So she's asked this question: what small, consistent actions are you taking to contribute to the revolution? The revolution of kindness, the revolution of unity, the revolution of connection. Whether in your community, in your relationships, or in yourself. Because here's another blast from the past. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. You will not find it by looking and reading about it. You will not be part of the revolution by seeing it play out on TV or in some newspaper or online blog. That's not what it was about. The revolution is showing up. Showing up is the revolution. It will not be televised. You do not get to sit in the comfort of your home in your Barfra lounger with your feet kicked up, with your bowl of soup in front of you, with your dog licking your toes. It's not going to happen. The revolution will not be televised. It will be because we show up as kindness, as unity, and with connection. Because as she says, true progress is measured by how well we ensure no one is left behind. No one. True strength lies in our interdependence. The opposite of hate is connection. Connection is the transformative tool. The whisper powers the evolution. And the revolution is kindness, unity, and connection. The last quote I'll share with you from Eknath Easwaran is, in the long view, the Buddha would say, each of us has only one essential obligation. Simple, no long list, people. One essential obligation: to realize the unity of life. Until we do this, whatever else we may accomplish, we haven't done what we came here to do. The unity of all of life. I know. Let's take that into meditation this morning. Yeah? Take a deep breath. Get still. After all that back and forth, breathing in and breathing out. The first thing, to listen for the whisper. Listen from the inside. Soften yourself. Release resistance. Soften into this moment and listen. Each of us to know that we can evolve. I think that's really what we want. Not more resistance, but evolution. We want there to be lasting change. Change rooted in a changed heart. Not with bombs and guns and money, but a changed heart. Let me evolve in that direction. Let me be part of the revolution of kindness, unity, and connection. For just a few minutes together, let's sit. Breathing in and breathing out. My friends, the revolution will not be televised. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are called into the action of kindness, unity, and connection. I have quite a confidence that the whisper will not call us to fight. It will not call us to resist. It will call us to be kind. To see the value in our interconnectedness. To go along together. So come on, people, now. Smile on your brother and sister. Let's get together and love one another right now. Amen.